Don't always need to be in a relationship. Hello my darlings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Farrah and this is the channel Beyond the Female. Today I will be sharing with you a few lies society tell us as young women, so let's dive straight in. So my first one isn't really a lie, it's just something that I believe young people, especially myself, we always get asked when we're going to university. University is not a bad thing at all, especially if you know that's something that you want to achieve in your life and you know that you definitely would like to go. Something we constantly get asked is, when are we going to university? What are we going to go study at uni? I think university is one of the biggest investments in your life and you should really take it very seriously when you choose to go down that route, because you are paying 9-10 grand, whatever it is, wherever you are, to go. It's a big commitment, and it's not just like school or college where you can just drop in and out, or if you want to go then you can, if you don't then you don't. It's a big commitment, and I think that we constantly get asked and pressured if we're going to go to uni and what are we going to go study. Hedonism, one of my second points. Casual hookups, sex and drugs, and basically pleasure seeking. I remember when I was in school that there was this kind of rumour that went around where you didn't have sex at a young age and break your virginity. You didn't do anything, you wasn't involved in the party scene, you was known as frigid. A lot of people didn't want to be known as frigid because when you're young, you feel like you're being made fun of, so you feel like you have to go that extra step, do something about it by participating in drugs and having sex. No. I think what's difficult as well, when I was younger and this rumour, this kind of like thing came about, and it was basically like a trend where people would make fun of you because you still had your virginity and you end up losing it, and then you were called other names like slut or this and that and the other. You know, you can never find a balance, so just don't do it. It's just not normal in general. If you feel the need to constantly seek pleasure, it's not going to be healthy. You're going to constantly end up in a spiral where you're just seeking pleasure. You need to learn how to nurture your body and don't over-sexualize yourself. You're going to be drawing the wrong attention to you, and especially if you're trying to find a person to build a future with, it's really just about being mindful about your sex life. You want to make that person earn that side of you. Don't just throw it out there and give it to them for whatever reason. I'm not saying don't have fun. And this idea of like alcohol, sex and drugs basically being a bit wild will find you fulfillment is definitely not true. And this is only temporary satisfaction, and I think it can cause a lot of problems in the long term as well. It's only temporary satisfaction and it's all going to be over in the morning. You know, what do you really get out of that? Maybe I'm just boring. I just don't really see the point in it. Marriage and relationships, something that I think is very interesting. A lot of people these days seem to think that you need to be in a relationship to be happy. It's abnormal behaviour to be single and take time for yourself to just figure out who you are as a person. I don't know, people seem to just really look down on it, or like make it out as when you're telling somebody, oh, I'm working on myself, I don't want a relationship, people are like, what? Why? Like as if you need to be in a relationship every 5 minutes. That is not true at all. And I believe that being in a relationship is something that you should take very seriously. If you're going to commit to that partner and actually say, I want to be with you, that should be taken very seriously. And so should the fact that if you're being single, you know, you're working on yourself, and that shouldn't be a bad thing either. If it takes you a year or two, that takes you a year or two to figure out who you are as a person and what you like. You don't always need to be in a relationship. Femininity is a weakness. I believe that society today praises women to be strong, you have to be the imitation of a man, and that embracing our feminine features such as crying, showing empathy, and basically just showing compassion, showing our actual emotions is weak, and we're told to man up. And my last final point for today is travelling and moving away from home. I don't know if it's just me, because I live in a very small area and a lot of people feel the move outside of this area and move to places such as London that are bigger cities, and also with travelling as well. A lot of people seem to question, did you go travelling? Why don't you go travelling? The fact that you constantly need to feel like you need to escape where you're living just to experience life to the fullest. If you're not one of them people who want to travel the world, you know, it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. So here we have a few different points of how our society today lies to young women. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. I make all types of feminine, girly content. And until next time.